Lambi Valentine Gua, somebody raised the issue that in the African culture, and another one talked about the context of the African culture. Another person actually says that it is very common for the grandmothers to be deeply in love with the children of the daughters. Are we saying that there is something African in our African culture? We know that there is something that is happening, yet we play blind to it.
There is nothing in the African culture that could be a litmus test to prove if some children are part of a family or not. Because he said in the African culture, it is a woman that knows the paternity of a child. Mm-hmm. That's a proverb. It's not an authentic test that can be used as a measuring rod to ascertain if a woman is the one that knows the sex of a child. If a woman is the one that knows...
No, the father of the child.
The father of the child, the woman that knows the father of the child. If it's the woman that knows the father of the child, what about the man? How can a man be fathering children that he does not know he's the one that has the children? That's the reason why science came to play. Science has come to give us the understanding that at least there is a test to prove if you are the owner of those children or not. I think some of these African proverbs sometimes they becloud our minds and just make us get excited to come right because we see things on television. A woman knowing the paternity of a child and the man not knowing doesn't make sense. Every man should be convinced that these children are his children. And my reason for insisting that we should bury this idea of DNA, because it has a lot of consequences. I still repeat.
Yeah, but let's just come back to what you just said. You said a woman knowing and the man not knowing.
Yes.
It's very possible. The woman knows, don't know, when she's fertile, and maybe the man may not know, and this lady may sleep with one or two persons, and you, the man, you think that one of these days, because you also slept, but the woman knows very well that this child belongs to this man. So the woman may know. It's very simple.
It's very, very certain.
Yes.
The issue is this: most women that collect pregnancy from outside always force their husband to have intercourse with them within that period. Mm-hmm. So that by the time the pregnancy is growing, she will have a particular period to tell that we had sex this time.
Yes, so the woman knows, and you are unaware.
The woman knows. Mm-hmm. Most women know. Like what the guy said, that it is a woman that knows the paternity of a child. Mm-hmm. That is very certain. But you see, it should not be, how do I put it? It should not be a standard through which we endorse in the African society that a woman has a right to know the paternity of a child, while the man don't know. The man and the woman have equal rights over the child, and they are supposed to know if the child came from both of them or not.
Now,
so
you are against the paternity test.
Yes.
How do you, as the man, know that these kids are your kids?
What I'm trying to say
because
is this.
The woman, by virtue of the fact that she slept with this man on this particular day, is certain that this child belongs to
this man, of course.
Yes. How do you know, you the man?
In most cases, people they reflect their children. The result is resemblance. You give birth to a child, you can look at the child, you will know this one is my blood. We are talking about an exception. To every rule, there's an exception. But in most cases, when you give birth to a child, the child is born. Once you enter the hospital, there is a witness within you that this is my blood. Because blood is thicker than water. Number two, there are certain features on you that would definitely be found on that child. That's the truth. Okay, I know Apostle Singer's son. Seeing the son the very first, I don't need any DNA. It's like there was a guy they put on the Facebook, he had swollen nose and swollen lip like that. And they say, the man was asking for DNA. Do you need DNA? In that kind of case. You look at the child's nose, the child's mouth, the child's ears is exactly carbon copy. And then they say, do you need DNA? So those are natural circumstances where you can look at, this is my child. That's one of the ways the man can know that this is my child. Mm-hmm. But in a situation where the man is not aware, and probably the child is not his, I advise that you rather play blind and totally ignorant to it because, oh God. That man you were talking that who tried to drown himself, as a matter of fact, who jumped into the mainland and bridge in Lagos, that man was already of age. Such an investment. Because one of the things I want to say here today is this. Truly, paternity is not when you impregnate a woman. Paternity is actually when you take up responsibilities. We should be able to distinguish those who distribute sperm and those who are really fathers. Fatherhood is not the ability to impregnate a woman, it's the acceptance of responsibility. And I think if a man has accepted that responsibility to take care of a child from the womb till that child grows, he's more of a father than the person who dropped the sperm. This is what we have to plant in the minds of people. Now, your investment in that child's life should console you. The fact that the child knows you as a father should console you. The fact that you are not contesting with anybody over the child should console you. Because from all ramifications, the child is yours. I know of men who have gotten married to women who were pregnant for another man. The men were aware that this woman was pregnant, yet they accepted the woman, continued from where the man stopped. They gave birth to the child, they groomed the child, grew up the child, and the child came in the family as part of the family. So why will you suddenly look for investment where you have invested for almost 30 to 40 years, then you choose to die because the act of impregnating the woman was not done by you? Do you know how many years invested in that woman? And a matter of fact, the children know you as their father.
Yeah, but the problem may necessarily not be that of the children or you. You also are asking yourselves how your wife will cheat on you 8 times, having 8 children from some other person and living with you.
If your wife can cheat on you for 8 children,
yes,
there's a possibility that you are unable to impregnate her.
Yes, but
now listen, listen, Mr. Lowe, which I think, even though religiously speaking, judicially speaking, legally speaking, it is wrong, but to some extent, societal approach, the woman has benefited you because you are unproductive. No, I'm saying it as a clergy.
That's a clear thing.
It's a fact. You are unproductive. By some stroke of luck, this woman has gone and brought children to your name that you were supposed to have died as a nobody without any legacy on earth. Then this woman goes out and brings children in the house, knowing fully well that she has tried to collect that thing from you on several occasions and realize that you are impotent. What of when a man has an accident, some surgeries are corrected on him, and then he cannot impregnate a woman? Okay, what if of a case where a man knows that he cannot impregnate a woman? Then he blindfolds a woman in the name of love, marries that woman, brings her in the house, and he knows he cannot impregnate her. The woman sees first year, second year, third year, and doesn't see children. Then goes and collects it outside and bring. You, the man, will you judge that woman and kill her? Because there are very wicked men also who know their condition,
yes,
who know their state of health, yet they deceive a woman and bring in the house and then keep that woman to be going through psychological trauma. People are insulting her, she's unproductive, she cannot give birth to children. I had a case in Limbe of a man that chased a girl out of the house when I was a young pastor there, 2003, 2004. The man said the entire family of the girl was beating that girl in the house that she's unproductive, that she cannot conceive. They drove her out. She went out. She said, Pastor, they are dreaming as a sister. Your head better pass that marriage. Take your head come off first. She went and somebody saw her, admire her, collected her. Within 1 year, she gave birth to twins. Then when they went to check, it was their son. That was unproductive. So when we are talking about women that go out to cheat, there are also circumstances that have pushed women because of the level of insult, humiliation. A man comes, he's unable to impregnate a woman, marries her, brings in the house, and then sits in quiet. Or somehow enter into court and sell their manhood.
Yes.
They marry you, put you there, you become like a laughing stock. He knows what is wrong, but he cannot expose it. Then the family is insulting you. What will the woman do? In order to defend herself and take away that shame, she goes out and collects the child. You know very well that those children are not your children, but you are quiet, you. I'm talking from all angles. This thing I'm talking, they happen. Don't they happen? They happen. Yes, so are you going to kill a woman in that kind of circumstance? No. But my advice is this: even if the man is productive, a man cannot be productive and a woman give birth to 8 children outside. It's not possible.
It's not possible.
It's not. There must be some mixture there. Either he had 3 or 4, and then others have their own share of the national cake. And then finally now, the thing got exposed.
Okay.